worst. See, oh, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. Futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of a new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. Well, now I get low and I get high, and if I can't get either, I really try. Got the wings of heaven on my shoes. I'm a dancing man and I just can't lose, and nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. And now that things are changing for the worse. See, oh, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me.
Welcome back to the Virtual Stab Comedy Theater. Sorry about that, Comcast, it'll happen. Please welcome back to your screen, Suzette Veneti.
Hi, everybody. 1, 2, 3, watching at home. Let's say Comcast sucks. 1, 2, 3, Comcast sucks. There it was. Hi, Comcast. Your Xfinity? Garbage. But luckily, here in the Stab Comedy Theater, I have Jesse, who is the best producer that I could ever hope for, and we're back online. So if you stuck it out with us, awesome. If you're watching this on another day and it's already been recorded, thanks for figuring it out and staying with us. I don't know how that works. I don't do time because I'm blonde and I don't know it. But hi, welcome back. It is April 11th. It's now 5:22, and that's your movie phone update. We're going to go ahead and get to the show. There wasn't a monologue anyway. Surprise. Got to be transparent about these things. So join me in welcoming one of my favorite people, one of my favorite contributors, one of my favorite comedians. She had an Instagram post today, and it was apparently I'm aggressive on stage. It wasn't. It was just her being her. It was stupid people being stupid in the audience, and she just was letting them know that they were stupid. That's not being aggressive. That's just being truthful, and some people can't handle the truth. Luckily, I can, because this next contributor likes to tell me the truth about myself all the time. Give it up for the one and only Chelsea Bearce.
Yeah. What up?
Hi, how are you?
So good. Thanks
Good.
for having me back. Thanks.
Absolutely,
That was really
always.
scary. I thought it was my internet. The whole time. I was like, oh my God, I ruined the whole show. I'm not in my usual spot. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm a lazy ass today. And I thought I ruined your whole show. So I'm glad I didn't.
Are you superstitious?
No, it's just when you're in a Zoom and the show is happening and then someone introduces you and then the world stops. It's like, I did that. Like you immediately take, responsibility. And it's like, I ruined the whole thing. I was like, Stab is burned down. Jesse's dead. Like I thought really bad things. So I'm glad that it wasn't my internet.
I like how nice you're being right now, because you were like, you said when you're in a Zoom and then they announce your name, like I would ever know what that feels like.
Yeah, no, of course not.
I would.
That's why I'm explaining it to you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So usually there's a host, and then they hire or book talented people.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'll teach you. I'll teach you about it. There's a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm learning a lot between you and our very good mutual friend, my drag aunt Apple Adams. Tutelage all the time. All the time I get tutelage.
Yeah. Oh, Apple's one of my favorite people on the planet.
I know. I'm a little bit envious that I introduced you guys, because I'm like, oh, now you guys like each other more than me.
That's insanely true. Yes. How was brunch today?
Brunch was great.
I hear that you attempted Aretha Franklin.
I did.
Let's dissect it.
Yes, let's. It was divas. We had an amazing queen, Mercedes Monroe, in visiting from San Francisco. And we do one theme a month, and today's theme was divas. Now, divas, a lot of people are like, why didn't you do Christina Aguilera? Why didn't you do? And it's like, no, we did pop icons 2 months ago.
Okay.
Pop icons, Christina, even Madonna is kind of a pop icon, right? I know she's a diva.
Oh, that's interesting. I feel like that could be an entire conversation.
It really
Some
could.
People would definitely say that she's a diva.
Oh, no, she is a diva. And I mean, so is at this point Christina Aguilera. I would say Gaga's a diva. But I think the only diva that I would say, there's a couple out, like if someone did Beyonce, not going to argue, diva, you know?
Okay.
Adele, doesn't feel like a pop icon as much as she does a diva, right?
Okay.
But yes, so I did Gloria Estefan for one, and
Okay.
then no one was doing Aretha, and you cannot have a diva show with no Aretha.
And you said, I will take it upon myself, ladies.
I did.
Stand back. I got this.
I did, because that's what I grew up with. And you got to go where your heart takes you.
And please continue.
Okay.
Which Aretha song did you destroy?
So I put together a mix. We started with Natural Woman, the first verse and chorus. And then it went from there into Say a Little Prayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, that's where I got a little bit fancy with the editing, and we did Think, and it was the start, and then we jumped right into the chorus, or the bridge. Music confuses me. And then at that point, it was pretty short. It was only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. So we just did All of Respect.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you tackled 4 Aretha songs.
Oh, okay. So, but I mean, question to you, Miss Bearce, lip sync extraordinaire, formerly
Yes.
champion of a league.
Thank you.
How do you, if you get to do 2 divas, and you have to represent that diva, and you do Aretha, 18 Grammys, which song would you pick?
No, it's true. I mean, I definitely would have done Think. I feel like Think is very upbeat. It's very fun, but you could also play with it. You know, like if you could have been a teacher handing out scantrons to the crowd. You could have been, you know what I mean? Like there's ways that you could have like played it up. You know, I definitely agree with doing more than one song, especially by Aretha, since they're so iconic. 4 is a lot. But I mean, if you made it work, I mean, yeah, and people get hyped by each one because then it's like, well, what are you gonna do? But I feel like with each song, there should almost be like a reveal, you know, because then they get excited about this song starting. But then if you do something different, like with your outfit or with your, you know, with your look or with your props or something, then you're giving them a double reveal, and it's just like it just keeps heightening and like sketch comedy, you know, it's just like heighten, and then bounce. So that's why I feel like 4 is a lot, you know. But if you did 2 really well and like did, you know, mad costumes or, you know, whatever, or had like sick ass props, then I feel like that would be enough. You know what I mean?
I do. And normally I would say, teach me your ways of the reveals of the one-upsmanship. But with the divas, we all, with the exception of Aretha, we all tried to look like Apple Adams came out looking like Stevie Nicks. You know, Taryn came out.
Okay.
Taryn came out serving Whitney in a very Whitney gown.
I'm
Helen,
so terrified of what you're gonna say that you did. Did please tell me you didn't do blackface?
God no, God no.
Okay,
no.
I'm just I don't know.
I know.
mean, you're making the choice to do Aretha. I don't know how far your crazy's going. I don't know that.
I served Gloria. I served good Gloria Estefan, but for Aretha, an icon. I just look. I just did me. I just did a very funky 70s blue dress that she would have worn.
Okay.
Blonde as I am, and I just did the best I could to embody and give the iconic Aretha Franklin.
I like it.
And
I do like that you stayed true to you, and it was like clearly someone doing a performance of that. You know what I mean? Like, and I also feel like I'm thinking who would I would have probably done Mariah because she is like such a diva, you know.
You know,
but
Helen
I probably
Neals
would have paid nod to like her Cribs episode where she like changed clothes 6 times, and I'm just like, bitch, you're doing a lot. Like, you're doing a lot. You know, like she got in her hot tub in an outfit, and I was like, bitch, you made MTV like hang out with you like all day. Like, you did that, you know. So I probably would have done something like that, like a nod towards something that's not necessarily her song or her music video or whatever. So I think that would have been fun. You know what I mean? Something like that. So I'm glad you did something a little different than just like reenacting.
Yeah, but that's, you know, and it's almost, and a couple of people were like, well, you know, Suzette, why don't you do Ariana Grande did a nice little cover, and then Christina Aguilera, and it was like, but that's not, this is divas, you know, this isn't covered. Like, I can do Ariana Grande's natural woman any old brunch. This is I'm if I'm gonna do Aretha, we're gonna do Aretha, and I'm gonna do it respectfully, and that is to look myself, be myself, maybe wear a dress that is similar to something she would have worn, but just do the best I can. Helen, you mentioned Mariah. Helen did Mariah.
Okay.
So we had Mariah, we had Chaka Khan, Whitney.
Good. Oh, Chaka Khan, that's fun. Yeah.
Tina Turner, Shirley Bassey,
Okay.
Stevie Nicks, Cher, Gloria
Good.
Estefan, and I
Okay.
cannot remember the 10th.
That's fun though. I mean, that's a good group. I mean, I think that's solid. You guys represented them well. So good. Well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you.
And if I had known that my day was going to be canceled, I could have come and hung out at brunch today. I did not know that everything was going to be canceled today. I mean, everything I had planned just got canceled underneath me. Just nope. So I have been given a day of solitude. And I think this is the universe's way of saying slow the fuck down. I think that's what this is the universe forcing me to stop for a second, because I don't do that.
You don't.
So I know. And it's been things are starting to open up, you know what I mean? You're gonna talk to Regina in a second, and she just did a show. So it's she, was outside in wineries. So things are starting to open up, and that's exciting to me. Yesterday I did a show in Oakland, and it was right by the water, and it was outdoors, and it was live comedy. It was exciting. I did a private show at Sally Tomatoes yesterday, and it was outdoors, and it was, it was beautiful, and it was nice to be outside. Humans are just excited to see other humans right now. It's just but there's also a level of fear that comes with that, which I'm really I'm not okay with it. I'm why am I scared of humans now? You know what I mean? I don't like what this whole thing has done to me, because I used to just throw me into a crowd of 200 with a microphone and a thought, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And now I have so many more things going on in my head of just staying safe, and what can I do, and staying away from this person, and are you taking the proper precautions, and sanitizer everywhere, and wipe this shit down, and different microphones, and it's a lot, and it's good. It's good. We're all heading towards a new normal now, where I think we're gonna all be a little bit more conscious of what we do. Because if you think about it, our whole lives we've just been breathing on each other, just breathing. Just breathing. I don't know you, and I hug a stranger, they'll kiss my face, things like that, and then something like this happens, and it's yo, that was just okay to do, So I don't know. It's just, and everyone in the beginning was I just wanted to go back the way it was. I wanted to go back to the way it was, and it's we're at the point now where if you're thinking that, just stop it. Just stop it, because we're never gonna go back to the way it was. I think things are gonna be implemented. I feel masks are just normal now. I feel masks are just going to be happening. You know what I mean? You might see them a little bit less, but I feel it's just going to be the thing that some people just hang on to forever,
Now that everyone's invested thousands of dollars in all these custom masks, yeah.
Right. So the hand sanitizer, the washing and stuff like that, that's fine. I was doing that anyway. But it's just to be just, I don't know, more conscious about everything. It's not necessarily a bad thing, It's just exciting that things are starting to open up again. It's exciting that we get to do shows live again, you guys are doing brunch, and you guys are indoors, right? Are you guys back indoors?
We're not yet, but that's because we, Taryn and I have talked about it, and we have a lot of patrons that would like to come, but they don't want to go indoors, so we're outdoors, open air, but it's getting hotter, and I can tell you, we've been outside now for what, 7-8 months. I have had to get multiple pairs of heels repaired at the cobbler, because the parking lot eats shoes. Yeah, but probably we're looking at going inside maybe next month, just because it's starting to heat up, and now with California opening up, we can be 3 feet apart. So it's easier to put tables in, where before it was outside we have unlimited space. Okay. But yeah, I to relate, I understand everything you're saying, because we've been doing brunch since August, and people are like, oh, I want to take a picture with you, and it's like, okay, cool, and then they immediately take their mask off, and it's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Yeah. And that happens after comedy shows too, especially like like I sell merch after shows and stuff, and so people want to hold up like shirts to themselves, and they want to take pictures with you and put your arm around you, and it's just like there's some things that it's just it doesn't make me feel comfortable right now, and it's just, and I don't know, like I'm traveling this week and I'm nervous about it. I've never been nervous about traveling for a gig, but now it's just like and it's just I really can't. I hope that some of this fear dissipates. That's my real hope, is that just some of this fear, because a lot of it has been unknown for the entirety of the pandemic. We've known very little. A lot has been hearsay, or a lot have been opinion pieces, or a lot have been just certain people's experiences, and we're just it's I don't know. It's just a lot of it has been, I don't know, not based on fact necessarily, and so it's just I'll be really, really happy when a lot of the fear goes away. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, and I'm glad you're traveling, because I am getting really I'm gonna say something stupid that someone's gonna clip. I'm getting really itchy to start producing my show, the one that I always love having you in with comedians and comics, and Sacramento clubs aren't open yet, and San Francisco aren't, but like Phoenix is, Vegas is, and it's like, can we? I have a like I'm gonna bring Chelsea, and I'm gonna bring Miles, and I'm gonna bring Apple. Like that's a killer show, Like let's do it. So let me know how it goes, because I'm curious, because I'd like you again. I don't know what it's like to get booked, so I just want to do my show so I can be back. I miss telling jokes.
Oh my gosh, you never had jokes. But yes, I get what you're saying. But yeah, no, I'm excited to travel. We're actually doing shows. Miles and I are doing shows in El Paso, so we're gonna be in a part of Texas, even though it's very, very West Texas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no.
It's in a different time zone than every other part of Texas. Like, it's that far west. But what?
Well, I was just gonna say, so I have a list of all the places I want to take my show, and El Paso is on, and everyone's like, "The fuck you want to go to El Paso? What? Why?" And I'm like, because that's a part of Texas that like no one is coming from El Paso if you have a show in Dallas. So we got to bring the show to El Paso. So I'm very, very interested to hear how it goes. And like, I'd love to like know what's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've never done this club. I think Miles has, and that's, I mean, he got booked and he just is bringing me along as the feature. So I'm excited about it. I know it's going to be fun, just because we always have fun when we do shows together. But traveling is going to be, that part is a part where I'm just like, okay, here we go, so it's like, doubling up on masks. I have a face shield, like it's all this stuff that I'm going to be traveling with. And now that's just normal. That's just what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, my one thing that I kind of want to get away from is everybody is now like converting their stuff to just COVID material. And it's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. A lot of people I'm finding are just talking about, masks and how hard the quarantine's been, and this. And I mean, I do have my own take on it, but it's like I also don't want that to be the base of comedy now. Like, I've always looked at comedy as our way of kind of helping people escape from their lives. You know what I mean? Like, they watch us, and it's just like, if I prevented you from thinking about your problems for 45 minutes, then I did what I'm supposed to do. But if I stand up there and just complain about what we've all been going through, then I don't feel like I'm really doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a comedian. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like, a wise comedian, and I mean, you and today's guest, Regina Givens, are two of the smartest comedians I know. Another comedian that I hold in high regard, I won't mention their name, so when they come on, it'll be a thing. But another comedian I hold in high regard said it's the new Trump jokes. Like, everyone's gonna do it, everyone's gonna have it. If you do it, you gotta have a completely wholly original take, Don't
Right.
don't come with the same material everyone's coming with. And I agree with you. Like when I do a comedy show, when I do a drag brunch or a drag show or a hybrid like I do, that my job is to make you forget about your Comcast bill or your credit card bill for 2 hours. If you're thinking about your oven or what you have to do tomorrow or your stupid coworker, I'm failing, I need to distract you from everything for 2 hours, not by myself because I can't do that obviously, unless it's like, oh my God, she's tragic. But you know what I mean? Like that's why I book you and Regina to help people be distracted from life for 2 hours because that's our job.
Right.
So it totally makes sense.
Well, good. So yes. So anyway, I was just kind of thinking about that. Like I'm just, I feel like we're also all going through, these different cycles in quarantine. You know what I mean? Like for a while we were all baking bread. I went through a phase where I bought fake flowers at Hobby Lobby because I was like, that's what I need in my apartment now. Like now I'm healthy again. Like I was drinking bottles of alcohol, and I was just like, man. So now I'm like on this water kick. I'm drinking a fuck ton of water and I'm eating salads every day. So it's like we're all going through these cycles and it's normal. I was beating myself up for a while. Like, why am I getting fatter? And it's like, well, I have a list of reasons why, but we can fix this. You know what I mean? Like now's the time to fix it. You know what I mean? Another self-care thing that I'm doing is I have chin hair. I have a lot of chin hair, like a lot. Like I'm a dude, dead ass. So I have a lot. And for my whole life, I've just been shaving it. Now I have the time, yo. I pluck that shit from the roots. Like my face is lighter than it's ever been in my life because I'm taking the time to take that shit out from the root. Get it out. So it's little things like that I'm finding are really like benefiting me and just helping me. Look, Regina's checking now. Look, see, look in the Zoom. She's checking.
I feel it. Damn.
I know.
I forgot to get it before I went to the show. Damn, I be forgetting about this damn thing. It's one. And it does, I know people been looking at me. Girl, thank you.
Got it. She got
you.
one Charlie Brown chin hair.
I feel it.
Right. Yeah, except I have that on 78 different parts of my chin. And so it's like but now I take the time to like, you know what? If I do that every day, it's gonna dissipate, it's gonna be a little bit less, and it's not gonna take that much time because I'm doing it every day. So I'm just like creating these things for myself. I needed to up my water intake. So now it's like every time I want to get a drink, sure, you can get a drink, but first you got to drink one of these of water. And that's my rule to myself. Before lunch or dinner, I drink one of these before I fucking eat. And it's like, I could have been doing this the whole time. But you have to get through this, like, the ebbs and flows of self-care, of quarantine, going through the mental shit, because we're all going through some mental shit right now. And dead ass, like, it's really helping me to set these little goals for myself, because it's like, you need this to stay on track, because the world will reopen. Things are still gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy is never going away.
No.
So I need to be ready when the shit is open. That's real.
Okay, so my question, follow up to last week's episode. Everyone was baking loaves of bread. Now, we talked about last week, I think it was you that told us on the show.
The first dildo?
The first dildo was a loaf of bread.
The first dildo was made of bread. That's
real.
That's dead ass.
Have you cycled through that part of the pandemic where you're using bread dildos?
Where I'm fucking food, Suzette. This is what you're asking me.
Look,
fucking food.
You brought it up last week. I'm following up.
The first dildo. It's been a minute since we've needed to fuck yeast. Okay, like we're not doing that anymore. Okay?
You know what? You know what's really funny?
I have dildos, but they're made of like silicone grade, safe in your body shit. I'm not fucking bread, Suzette. No. Look, that's not a phase of the quarantine.
Sometimes a baguette looks baguette-y. Anyway, no, what's funny is I when I opened up my little Chromebook here, the chat from last week popped up, and Clifton, who's not here today, but viewers of the show know Clifton. The last thing he typed that I saw was, "I'm not wasting no damn bread in my ass."
I actually talked about it last night at my Oakland show. It was at Sally Tomatoes yesterday. This has nothing to do with the story, but I did talk about the first dildo being made of bread,
Mhm.
and a woman raised her hand and goes, well, it would dissolve. And I'm like, first of all, bitch, how long is that shit staying inside you? Is it getting soggy? Yes. Is it going to get mushy and hard to remove? Absolutely. But to the point of dissolving to nothing, that's ridiculous. I'm like, that's not okay.
Was
like,
she-
you need a doctor.
Was she white?
Yes, it was Sally Tomatoes. This
Okay,
is
I know.
Rover Park.
I just didn't want to. But so she's thinking Wonder Bread. You know, she's not thinking like quality, like.
Oh, right. Because my mind goes like directly to those like thin breadsticks, the ones that are like hard that could actually enter me. Like, I'm not thinking of like crust. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not thinking the soggy part in the middle that you like to eat. Like, you know, like shoving that.
You're thinking Italian.
I need to go. What this started with Aretha, and we've gone to a really dark place.
It's my job to follow up. You did your job, and you were like, "How's brunch? What did you mess up on?" And I did my job, and I listened to your story, and I followed up with the most interesting part.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. Thank you for bringing back the bread dildo.
When-
I'm glad that's what you gleaned from last week. That's nice.
No, I gleaned a lot. When are you coming to brunch? We all miss you. We all love you. And everyone wants you to be there so you can make fun of me.
Yeah. Oh my God, because it's my favorite thing on the planet.
I know.
I mean, the next week I'm traveling. Miles and I are going to El Paso. I said. So when I come back, we can talk about when I'm doing brunch because I want to come. I still haven't seen brunch outside, so I really want to see brunch outside. Every time I've come, it's been indoors. So yeah, I want to come to brunch.
I've been very open and honest on the show that when you came last time in October, I was so terrible. I've started referring to it as my Make-A-Wish Day. Where the crowd
it was awful. We were taking videos.
I know
of how horrible it was.
I know.
Real bad.
It was the crowd. The crowd was like, "Oh, she won a contest."
Right.
Can we?
Right. It's like, was this her first day in drag? Like, it literally was like, yes, like you won a YouTube link.
Yeah, like she's dying.
Here's one wig. Good luck.
This was her dying wish, and she's gonna die.
Right. Here's a $25 gift certificate for Goodwill.
Right.
You have one chance.
We will clap for her.
And you took a shit on it, and then you put it on stage for people to watch. And we videotaped it. Yeah, I have it on my phone.
Yeah, but you know what? From when we fall down, we learn.
Okay. So you've fallen so many times. I look forward to you learning that lesson. All right, I gotta go. I gotta do something with my life. I need to get off this couch.
Well, Chelsea Bearce, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, duh. I love your guts.
I know. I always tell people.
I'm glad that Jesse got the internet back up. I'm glad that you have the 4 viewers that are watching. They're diehards. Thank you, 4 viewers. And you have a phenomenal interview guest. So
I do.
Go.
I do.
Talk to her.
Well, so I want to say, really, before you go, I want to say travel safely, have fun, kill it. Tell me how El Paso went. Also, for anyone watching, they should follow you. They should send you some coin. And you're here on Stab Comedy Theater's network on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Drawing a Blank.
Wednesday at 9, we do a show called Drawing a Blank, which is comedians playing Pictionary, and it's very fun.
And then Mondays.
The reason it's fun is because you watch comedians because you know that they're good at what they do. They're going to make you laugh.
Right.
The reason you watch this show is because you're watching comedians do something they can't do, which is fucking draw. Like at all. It's garbage. So it's very fun. But this Wednesday, we're actually taking spring break. So this Wednesday, we're taking a break, and we'll be back next Wednesday.
But you also
that's what's happening.
You also have a Monday show that you produce. Who Wrote This
tomorrow,
Shit?
yes, my Monday show happens. That's live on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. It's called Who Wrote This Shit, and it's very, very fun. And everybody can play. If you're funny, your answers will get featured on the screen, and it's a really, really fun time. So, Regina, I need to book you for that. By the way, you need to get on my show. So, so watch Who Wrote This Shit. Watch Drawing a Blank, and all of it. And and follow me on Instagram at Chocolnilla, half chocolate, half vanilla. I'm starting to post like shows now, which is very exciting. So yeah, we'll talk soon. I love your guys.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Viewers and Queers, that was Chelsea Bearce. Send her some coin. While I'm talking about sending coin, above my cute little head is the information for Stab Comedy Theater. And you can send Stab Comedy Theater some coin because, again, this is over a year now, giving you programming in a pandemic, 7 days a week. Jesse's here. I'm here. Do I live here? No, I live at Badlands, but I am here one day a week and support arts, support Chelsea, support my interview guests, support Stab Comedy Theater. We're doing all this mostly for free, so please do what you can. And with that, I'm going to get to my interview guest. I am so excited. I adore her. She is amazing. She is funny, like beyond belief. Easily one of the best comedians I've ever had the pleasure of being in a show with or watching. You can catch her, I think we're going to talk about it, but I think still on Sunday nights. Also follow her on Instagram. See where you can catch her. She's going to post it because that's what we do as comedians. So please, if you're at home, get excited, get loud. Give it up for Regina Givens. How are you?
Good. I'm great. Actually, kind of tired, a little musty, but I'm gonna survive. I just came from the vineyard, from Fairfield, so it was a cool outside show.
Okay.
A little sweaty though.
I like the honesty today. Like I always talk about how I'm garbage, and then Chelsea's talking about her chin hair, and you're talking about being musty. Like I like it. I like that we're being real because people expect perfection, and it's like we're not perfect.
Right. I'm a human, okay? And then, and I'm like, my lips start getting dry on the way back. I'm like, it's just rough. It's like, but I made it. I'm here.
You're here. How was the Vineyard show? Like, I'm sure you looked great. I'm sure they didn't know you were musty. How was it?
I did really great.
Of course.
It was a diverse crowd, and no, they didn't know I was musty until people want to ask to take pictures. Like, you gotta be like, hey, the sun and hit over here. So, just, I talk about myself before people talk about me. I let them know it's a little, musk over here. But if you want to take that picture because the sun was hitting me so hard, I swear, this damn yellow shirt, you see the arms are out. Every time I wear a shirt with my arms out and I forget that I'm very hyper and then I'll sweat. It's just a funky good old time.
So what do they do when you're like, well, if you want to take a picture? Are they like, sure? And then you can see their like.
I hold my arms tight like this, you like, and then hold your breath in. It's like, make it quick, girl, make it quick, because I don't want to be like, So I just kind of like make it tight to my, hold it off till I get to the car,
Keep it tight, make it right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've been doing a lot during the pandemic. I mean, you're doing shows again. What else have you been up to during the pandemic?
Well, I've been doing a few. I started off with Zoom because there was nothing else, and a lot of people don't like to do Zoom. But I chose to do Zoom because it keeps me polished, and you kind of learn a different aspects to life. And it's like, okay, so if they start shutting this down, you're not gonna do it at all, or you're gonna try to learn something. But just like computers, we had Oregon Trail back in the days. Like we had the Oregon Trail. Like then when the Pac-Man came out, we learned how to play Pac-Man, the Atari and stuff. So. Same thing with comedy. I'm like, okay, just try it. I don't really like it as much as live. There's nothing better than a live audience, But the practice, hey,
Agreed.
I was able to practice, and people were very nice on Zoom. They don't boo you. They're really nice, They just leave.
But that almost hurts more than a boo, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because okay, so it's later on in my questions, but you host, and I've never done a set there myself, but you host. And perform at the Touch of Class. And I am aware that if you are not funny, you will be told by the audience that you are not funny. Now, I would rather have that because then it's like, okay, let me course correct. If people leave, it's like, oh, bye. I could have fixed it. I could have changed. I had a joke for you about your living room, but you're gone. So, I mean, that's got to be frustrating when they just leave, right?
Yeah, it could be because a lot of it's like the Apollo, I've had somebody come from the back, went to the janitorial storage and brought out a broom to sweep somebody. I'm like, that is so rude. I'm like, girl, don't do that.
Wait,
but it's like it's either bring it or go home. It's like a hard room. They don't want you to be playing around and do too much dancing in the beginning. Just bow, just. Do your little, bullets, 3 or 4, maybe 3. You want to get, because a lot of people try to do like 10 jokes in 10 minutes. So it's kind of like, slow it down, tell your best 2 jokes, maybe short stories or whatever, and maybe you could survive. But in that room, you can't tell no story jokes because they are in ADHD. They've been smoking weed, they've been drinking, and they talking to, trying to get booty by the end of the night. Everybody flirt. So you have to be powerful to get their attention so they can shut the fuck up. It's like and it trained me to the point where when I go to the comedy room, it's so easy. People like Regina, it's so easy because it's like I've been working at the Touch of Class for at least 7 years straight on open mic. And yeah, it's like they will boo you. Sometimes they look at me like, okay, we tired of you too. So it makes me go home and write. I got to go right now.
So, okay, so you've been doing that, and it's not really. I mean, people call it an open mic, but it's really not. It's like the first half is an open mic, but then you have booked. People have paid money to come see you and Rico and Andre and other booked comedians. So it goes from being an open mic for a couple people to a showcase.
Yes, open mic showcase.
Right. So now, learning in that fire, we'll call it a fire because it's very the heat is on when you're in there. Like you said, people go into the broom closet and they will Apollo you off stage. Learning in there, did that prepare you for Zoom comedy?
Yeah. So everything's easier to me. Like Zoom, everything's nothing to me because of the Touch of Class, because they just make you, it's like being bullied. Like nobody can bully me no more. Not Zoom, not a white crowd, not this all black or Mexican. Nobody, I'm not intimidated. It's like I've been like stonewalled over here because of that room, to the point where I show up places and you're always nervous, but it's like, oh, I can do this because they're sitting down and they're listening. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're like, they're not paying attention. That's a hard thing because I do stand up, but that's a hard thing about a drag crowd is sometimes they're like in their phone, and it's like I'll just go stand and like everyone's looking at me but the one person, and I'll just go stand by the person who's on their phone, and everyone, and that at that point it's kind of, you can't do that at comedy, but it's kind of fun because everyone's like in on the joke that like that one person's not watching. And then eventually they look up and they realize that you're performing there and everyone's looking at them and you're like, bitch, watch.
Right.
Watch me. Yeah. So, that's that. I think doing that a lot. Like, I think
you got to
same
think
sort
of
Crucible.
anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to draw straws out the hat, like, and it helps you to be quick and witty when you go on the road. Like they make you think of like, okay, that's not working. You got to be quick, maybe mess with the audience. It shows you how to do crowd work. Like it's so diverse. You learn so much, especially hosting. You've hosted before, hosting, you got to be there the whole night. You got to deal with people. Some people got to leave early. Some people want to go on first. Some people want to go in the middle. You got all these requests and you try to make a smooth show. And it's sometimes where I can't get everybody on, but if they're local, I don't like going out of town and they have their regulars go on and people from out of town can't get 3 minutes. It's like they'll be here next week. Like right. I have common courtesy. Like if I know people travel from Chico, Stockton, wherever, some of you Sacramento people might not get on, or you might get 2 minutes. Like make it fast. Tell one good joke about your baby mama and all that, and get on down.
Or another thing, like maybe do 2 minutes, and if you're funny, maybe you get 3 or 4. But if you're not, like maybe just 2 minutes for the day.
Right, 2 minutes, work on something new real quick, and I kind of let them know before I go up there. And it's times where people came and they came late, and I'm like, I can't even get you up because the headliner gonna get mad. They want the open mic part to shut down. And if you would have came earlier, I could have slid you in. But it's like when you have people like Earthquake, we had Coco Brown, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart filmed The Heart of the City there, and picked a few Sacramento people to perform. So we had our highs and now we had our lows. Because the COVID is killing the club, and so they just struggling just like a lot of other clubs are. And it's like, so Rico's going to host tonight. I'm going to try to do my best. I'm working, I'm moving. So we're looking for a host at the Touch of Class that's bold enough to host the room. So I'm putting that out there.
Okay, good to know. So if anyone wants to be bold enough to try to host a Touch of Class, good luck. The broom closet is open and people are inching towards it. Do you like being a host? You mentioned that I host, you host. Is that a good thing for let's say a new comic is watching the show and they, let's say they started before the pandemic and then the pandemic hit. They've been doing a year plus COVID. Is hosting a show, an open mic or a show, is it good? When should someone get into hosting?
In anything you do as far as hosting, any parts of entertainment, hosting, I say, a lot of people don't want to do it early, but start early hosting. Try to set up your own room. I don't care. It could be a music event. You could be a host of a jazz show, poetry, anything that you put on, drag shows. The host has you learn a lot being hosted and lining people up and how many minutes you got. Yeah, so yeah, I think every comedian needs to host their own room or switch off with somebody, because it's hard for one person to host a room for the whole month.
Every week to show up at the same, and it becomes very. I don't love routine, but I do every brunch every Sunday, but to host an open mic, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm out of material. I would like to not host tonight because I don't have any more material. I need to write some more. So I feel
right.
that. It's
it
funny.
Makes sense. So I need help, okay? Because they've been wearing me out.
It's funny you mentioned, hosting and you said drag show, because today, I've hosted so many times and so many different kinds of shows, and I was hosting today and the next performer wasn't ready, and one of the guys that works for the bar gave me one of these, and I know what that means, and he was like, I hoped you understood, and I was like, yeah, that just means keep talking. I got it. It's fine. I can talk forever. I don't even do material when I host at brunch usually. So, I mean, you want me to do 15 minutes? We could tell the girl to get her shoes on, buckle them all the way up. I got 15 minutes. We're good,
Right.
But that comes from hosting. It comes from experience and not being freaked out when someone's like, oh, the credit card machine's broken. Keep going,
Right.
Or the next person's, peeing. Keep talking until they're done peeing. So
yeah, all that. Be like, I gotta use the bathroom real quick. So you tell the host gotta hold it on, because some people have bladder problems, been drinking, whatever. So you gotta be quick with it, okay, and kind of keep an eye on the bathroom to see them coming out, and let them wash their hands and all that. It's a lot.
It's a little bit double Dutch. You're looking at something and you're trying to time it just right, and you don't want to trip. You don't want to trip and fuck up. So you just hope that you get in and you get out clean.
Right.
I've never used double Dutch for comedy, but I think it works. So Touch a Class, it's where you came up. It's where I don't know if you came up there, but it's where you really have kind of hardened yourself, and it's made you into it sounds like you would say it's made you into the comedian you are. Live comedy in general, what do you like about it? You said you like live comedy.
I love expressing myself to people, taking all that I have out and just letting it out and make humor, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and sharing it with other people, because I know so many people go through so much stress, depression, so much. And it's I want to let them know that you're not the only one going through drama with the ex or the new girlfriend, the baby mama, the kids, the stepkids, the teachers at the school,
the mustiness,
just whatever, it's religion or whatever, it's okay to wear your back out at the church on Sundays. The Lord loves us all, because people be always condemning people. So I'll tell my little jokes and be like, yeah, and I did that, and I got baptized yesterday, and I'm forgiven for my sins, because so many people be so uptight, so I like expressing it, and they receive it, and they oh, yeah, I went through that, or, oh, yeah, I'm not the only one, sort of like that. I like to me, I'm a counselor, I'm a mentor. So my jokes are to let women know that they're not in it alone. I make sure, I used to bash men when I first started. I'm like, no, that ain't the way to go. You got to make everybody happy. You don't want everybody leaving oh, yeah, she did it. Because, that's their thing, yeah, female comedians, they male bash. So I'm like, okay, let's not do that. But I can make it even. If I'm going to talk about me, I can talk about them. I'll make it even. I'm just not going to be way up here men all night. Yeah. I'll say some crazy stuff yeah, women, please your man or your spouses, or if you're at the bottom or if you're at the top, the person at the bottom should not be the one paying the bills, So I'll say stuff like that so everybody can kind of relate.
Yeah, I'm not. I just would like. Who doesn't like their bills paid? I like my bills paid. Now when you're on stage and you talk about reality, you talk about being musty or you talk about chin hair, do you find that the crowd is kind of like, are you really doing this? Are you really talking about this thing that we all talk that like we don't talk about?
It's just all how you deliver it. So you got to. It's all about how you deliver it. Talking about musty chin hair, whatever, body odor or just whatever, So it's like how you deliver it because everybody's had that moment. So I don't got time to be fake. So right before we took the pictures, I'm like, hey, if y'all ain't scared of must, because that's what's going on right now. So, and I know that everybody experiences. It's just natural. So I always like to talk about things that other people don't want to talk about for some reason, because I open up like that. I don't know why. It's my gift, I guess.
Well, I think that's awesome, and I think more people should do that, because I think especially with like in social media, like people like to pretend like everything's like great, and it's like, and I try to be real honest. Like you've seen at least the show today, and I try to be real honest with people. Like I don't get booked a lot. Like and sometimes I suck. Sometimes I have a bad day, comedy or drag. Sometimes it's not Suzette Veneti's day, and I'm garbage. In my opinion, at least, and my goal is to always make my garbage days where other people are like, oh no, you were okay, and it's like, yeah, well, I think I was garbage, I'm glad you think I was okay, but like that's reality. Like I think it's good to talk about honesty and reality.
And sometimes we like some people when I'm a person like if somebody opens up to me or if I open up to somebody, I can relate to anybody. Like I'm Jesus' best friend. Like I'm really easy. You know what I mean? So it's like I just can relate to so many people, and I just by me having this sense of people need laughter. And it's like I am the medicine woman. Like I be excited when it's my turn. Like yeah. And if I do a joke that's not going well or I start stuttering, I just I just try to move over it and everything. Or if I feel like I make sure I don't do offensive jokes. I don't like offending people.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't like offending people. I don't want to get into an argument with nobody in the crowd. That's not my comedy. So I make sure I compliment everybody, even if it's like a little joke. But I make sure it's like a joke that won't be like where they want to beat my ass afterwards. I'll be like, girl, you cute, something like that. And I'll look at her. I'll be like, is that your man? I'm like, okay, girl. Okay, he's cute, girl. Don't go to the bathroom because, none of us don't know you, like that, Don't leave him by himself, but in a funny way. So, most of the time I get the women to laugh. So that I compliment the man. I complimented her first. It's a lot of work doing comedy because other women actually like have attitudes when I first started doing comedy,
Really?
So I had to learn to bring the women in first. Hey ladies, hey, how y'all doing? Like that. Instead of just getting up there like I'm a bad bitch and pop. I'm like, let me get the women in because they're next to their spouses, right? And their spouses is like looking at my little booty or whatever the case may be. So I changed the way I dress a little bit, It's like I know I got a little tight booty. And then I don't, and then a lot of men were trying to flirt with me after that, like all sexes basically, And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be the sex object on the stage. So what I'll do is, carry my wardrobe a little different. You know what I'm saying? So that's what because I used to have a little stomach out on the stage doing comedy, and then the men, they walking up to me like, what's your number? Being all horn dog, scaring me. I said, wait, it's the way I carry myself. So I kind of like, switch it up and I don't got my stomach out like back in the days. And the harassment has calmed down a lot. And the way man.
And, so you touched on a couple of really interesting things that I didn't even write about because I didn't think to. But so the first one is, what is the difference? You said you don't want to offend people. So what can you explain to the audience? Because sometimes people that don't do comedy watch the show. So what's the difference between a non-offensive joke and a real joke? Because some people, I could see some people confusing like being real with offending people, but that's not what it is.
Okay, well, my daughter, she beat in, so I got a little bit of that. But offending people is like calling women like a bitch. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, like she'll say something like, if somebody heckles you, you don't be like, shut up, bitch. Like that's like now it's gonna get, and everybody's looking, you're scaring the crowd or whatever, or like you can crack.
Oh,
So if you see somebody, you know, it times where people, I've seen drunk people in the crowd, and it's like I'm gonna tone her down instead of toning her up, because it look like she can whoop my ass. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and say, "Girl, no, you know, you look cute. No, it's good, girl. Yeah, okay, y'all all together, you know." Instead of saying, "What's your drunk ass?" or you know, and so I just try to make everybody feel like human, because sometimes they just lost a parent or somebody in their family or whatever, just divorced, anything, you know what I'm saying, just got a bad diagnosis and they might be acting out. So I don't receive that energy and give it back. Like I know how to control it and be the better person for the most part, 99% of the time. Because and then we end up hugging or something like, no, girl, no, girl, I don't like no drama because I don't know how to fight. No, you got me, you know, like that.
yeah.
Because, and some people are easily offended. So I just kind of stay away from trying to roast people.
Probably a smart thing. I mean, you're a great comic, so people should pay attention and maybe heed that advice. Now, you also mentioned how you dress, and that's something that's always interested me, is how to dress when I'm doing a comedy show, because I'm adorable and I like to have my tummy out. So how, like, how do you figure out what to wear as a comedian on stage?
Actually just being casual, you know what I mean? It's sad that I don't want to be over sexy, you know, overly sexy, you know, but I want to be sexy, but I don't want to be there like, yeah, like, you know, diamonds and stuff stroking, because it takes away from your comedy. People looking at your outfit and your little belly hanging out, and they done miss heck of lines because they like, Mesm doing all that. Like, no, I need a comfortable outfit, you know, and need y'all to focus on my mouth and what I'm saying, not my body, you know? So it's, and your appearance, like, to me, just being casual is cool. Even if you wear tennis shoes, like days I feel like I can wear some tennis shoes, I'll wear some dress pants with it. You know what I mean? Still have my little glow and everything. Even if sometimes I'm feeling bad. Like, how can I make somebody laugh? And I'm depressed right now.
Right.
You know? But you already got the show book. Like, I'm depressed, PMSing, stuttering. I don't know what today is, and I still got to make people laugh. So what I do is take a fresh shower and put on something nice to make me feel a little bit better, you know, just a little nice or whatever. And I take deep breaths in the bathroom. Like I have my breathing, you know, sessions, you know, because I'm like, I don't feel like doing this, like depressed in the green room. And I'm like, okay. Then I talk to myself. I go outside, I talk to myself, I take these breathers, and like, please don't mess up your whole night. Don't let depression mess up your whole night right now for whatever reason, your energy. So I go out there and go to work, because it's like I'm clocking in. Like, they don't need to see that. Like you said, they come to be uplifted, you know, get away from their problems. So I'm like put in a position like I got to be the bigger person to go out here. I'm depressed, and I got to go out here and make other people laugh that's depressed. So at the end of the day, I end up being happy. They're like, oh, good job. Now I'm happy and stuff. I'm back happy. Like, it's weird.
So, okay. So you touched on something that we talked about last week, where some days you feel depressed and you don't want to go do it, but you're booked, the show's happening, so you do it. Does that help you get over the depression? Does it not? Is it mixed? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
It actually gives me something to do. So it forces me to get up, because I'm not going to cancel for being depressed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, it's on the book. Okay, that gives me something to do. Get up out the bed, take a fresh shower. I have something to do. Like, la, 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 la. You know, but in my head, I'm still, you know, pumping myself up, because that's what you have to do with depression. You got to be your own cheerleader. I'm my own cheerleader. Like, girl, get up. Now, you know, you've been there. You do it. You know, I talk shit to myself. like get up. Like, man, people dying every day. And you know, just get up and go to the comedy show. And then I end up seeing, you know, a lot of people that I know, and we're laughing, and they, you know, they got some weed, and it's a party, you know. So, but I fight it every time. I fight it a lot. So yeah.
And it's real. Do you do jokes about it when you do material?
I have a few jokes, but I want to go into them more. So I got to write you know, I talk about depression, like, you know, so I have a few depression jokes and anxiety jokes because I know a lot of people go through it. And I'm like, I'm going to bring some humor and let people know that you're okay. You're not the only one with the chemical imbalance, okay? Like, we all wake up every day. Like, sometimes I wake up and, like, I want to cuss somebody out for no reason. Like, I just woke up. Like, literally, you know, the demons early in the morning. As soon as my eye. Like, I'm going to call so-and-so because what she said, and so-and-so owe me some money. Like, I want to get smart alecky. Like, no, pull it in. So I want to speak about it more on stage because it'll help me and it'll help other people, and that's just my calling.
I think that's really cool, and I can't wait to see how you do that. I'm really excited to watch that, of like, you know, watch you figure out how to make that relatable and funny for people, because I know you will.
Yeah.
What do you hate about stand-up comedy?
What do I hate about stand-up comedy? The pay. But, you know, it is what it is. Because, you know, people like Tiffany Haddish was just getting 125 and 50 here and there, and then she blew up. So it's part of entertainment. I don't care if you play a guitar. When you in the beginning, it's like takes 10 years. Yeah, so it's a lot of it's about the pay sometimes, but then sometimes you could do something for a low pay and be exposed to more shows. So you got to figure out, like, if the show's worth it and you get some exposure, then you go ahead, you know. And sometimes I swap favors for other people that swap favors for me. We switch off. And we already know the budget ain't that much, but, you know, let's get our name out there and you can come promote and get a couple of dollars. You know what I mean? So, but the worst thing, you know, dealing with promoters that sexually harass you and want to have sex with you just to, like, be on a show or get stage time, especially in Hollywood. Sexual harassment, that's the worst thing in comedy.
So that's still a thing?
Huh?
It's still a thing that happens?
Yeah. Sexual harassment by other comedians, and they tell me, you got to sleep with somebody, girl, you know that. I'm like, who tells me that? And be one of my comedy brothers, like, in from Sacramento, and I'm in the green room at the last Unlimited, and you tell me, oh, you know you got to sleep with somebody.
That's
you know, like somebody that's up there. I'm like, why? Like, I'd rather not make it then.
Right. Like, you want to be booked because you're funnier than them.
Right. I'm like, I'm selling myself short, you know, because then you have a reputation of being the whole of the whole of the group.
Yeah. I think it's called the chuckle fucker. So yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want that rep.
Yeah. Hit
it. I mean, that's a great answer to something you hate about stand-up comedy. Sometimes people are like, oh, you know, it's, you know, it's hard, but that's unfortunately a very real answer, and I wish it wasn't. But do you have any material about that, or would that be like too risky because you don't want to kind of, you know?
You know what? I can write some material, but I did when the Me Too movement came out. Oh, I was just flashing it everywhere, especially for this one promoter in LA. And I wanted him to see that. Like, you know, like this is now what? Like, we got a team of people working against people that do that. Like, you know, and now he doesn't even host there no more. He hosted that room for so many years. Like, he was the big dog there. And like, I went there and he was like, yeah, can I have 2 of your friends? I'm like, 2 of my friends? Like, you said you was gonna let me on. Like, now you want to have sex with 2 of my friends because he already tried me. I said no. Then then I went down there again, and he tried my other friends. I'm like, when the Me Too movement came, I wanted him to see it, like, so bad. And I was putting a lot of Me Too movements, like, leave us the fuck alone, okay? We want a job. It's just a job, like, you know.
Yeah, well, and guy comics don't have to deal with it really because, I mean, and I'm not saying they don't, but certainly not as much.
No, and then I don't know why, it's just like any other prejudice or racism, and it's racism and prejudice against female comedians in that circle. You know what I mean? with some of the men, they don't realize they're racist against female comedians. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's racism all type of forms, and you know, it ain't just like this and that and that and you know, black and white. But you can be in this circle and they like looking at you like, hey, so she on the show, you know, talking mess, like doing all that. It's like, why do y'all do that? Talent is talent.
Yeah, I agree. You've performed in so many places. What's the most interesting venue that you've performed in?
The most interesting place is one of my favorites was it's a theater right outside of well, actually one of my favorite spots was an old theater that I did at a comedy convention out there, and I was able to perform at this theater right across the street from the comedy, and it's right across the street. It's historical, and Kim Whitley, she was the host for that night, and I was just so excited to be in a theater, you know, and Dick Gregory was there because they all came in to see all the new comedians that traveled around for the, you know, the comedy thing convention. So I was able to perform there, and it was just so great. I got a standing ovation. It was just, I ended up being like the last or next to last. I had the what do you call it? The bubble guts. It was just, I was stressed out. And the lady that ran the theater, she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "There's just all those people out there, and I got to do comedy." You know, we still young. It's like I have in my head, I'm like, I have this bubble guts. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So I had to talk to myself, calm down. Other people did it right before you. They're newer than you. I had to talk to myself like, girl, you can have a panic attack. So I had to pull it all the way in and calm myself down. And I went out there and I killed the show. So that was one of the best experiences. And then when Kevin Hart, of course, came to my underground open mic.
That is cool. What was it like when Kevin Hart came to your mic?
It was cool. They set up all the little TV thing. They just took over and had their own system and stuff like that. They catered food. He was quiet, you know, and he was just very mountable. It was cool just to see them there, and then they, you know, had the audience and everything. It was just like, you know, yeah, I was on cloud nine, like just to be that close and personal with them, and you know, heard about our underground and they want to film there because it's a landmark, you know. Then we had our little, you know, our little cheap little backdrop. They showed a little bit of that in the beginning of it when they went live.
That's, yeah. I think comedy can take you to so many interesting places, and it's so cool to hear all the places that it's taken you. What's the most interesting show or experience that stand-up has given you?
When I had packed out a theater in, I think it would say Fairfield or Vallejo. It's a theater, and they'd had me headlining, and I was like, you know, other people, big names that came, and they was like a local guy, like wanted me to headline. I'm like, me headline the show, you know. That was just so awesome. And then it was just all these people knowing that I'm the headliner at a big, you know, room like that. And so that was it was such a great highlight. I did an hour. Do you understand me, girl? I did an hour. I shocked my own self. Like, damn, I did an hour.
I can't imagine.
You know, I just couldn't believe it. It was like magical. So that was like, yeah, one of my best shows, and just everything was great.
So when was that? When did you do an hour before you knew you could?
Like, sure, that was just recently. I've done an hour before, but just not like, you know, just not in that type of setting.
Not at the drop.
Like rolling with a professional setting and this and that, you know. And people barely, you know, like I'll do an hour like at hole in the wall, like somewhere, you know. But to be in a theater to do it was different, you know. And like in the smaller rooms, you can play around, but you know, I had to professionally set up the story, bam, bam, bam. It all went in order. So, but when people don't want to do open mic and go practice and get their little hours in, it affects you. So when they called me, like it was like 4 years ago. So when they called me, come out there, I'm like, am I ready? You know? So about all that practice, the touch of class, all the other rooms, doing this and that, comedy conventions and classes, I actually end up doing really well.
That's
I
right.
can't think of the name, girl. I smoke too much weed.
No, that's fine. I imagine that you do really well. Because I've seen you. I've seen you do an hour, I think. So I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Where do you I think it's obvious to me, but just for the viewers, where do you get inspiration for your material?
Uh, my inspiration is just my childhood and growing up, my own experiences. So I try to make my stories original. I have a few that I do, put in a little science fiction in it. You know what I'm saying? Add a little, some like extra stuff, but just my everyday life. Most of the stuff I talk about, I've been through. So I want people to know that I'm normal and you're normal if you went through the same thing, because I'm telling my story with the ups, the downs, the bumps, everything. So yeah.
Is it weird when you do a show with someone who's making everything up? Like, are you just kind of like, hey, just talk about yourself? Maybe that's better.
Yeah, that's true. So that in the beginning, I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Make this and that and that and this, make up stuff and heck of science fiction. Like, no, it's like bring it from here, pull it out your chest, and it'll stay original. If people try to copy it, then it don't even make sense, because I know how to add on, copy it, bring it back, put another twist to it. So yeah, you can do that, but I got this in the bag. So because it's all original, I'm not. Yeah, I pull it out the bag, and I have this one joke about prostitution. So I used to be like, yeah, it's too cold to be home right now, but I let the people know, like, I was thinking about her, or I had a dream, so that dream, like I had a thought or a dream one day I was prostituting, because I never really prostituted on the White Avenue, not in that way, but shit, I got paid a couple, shoot, booty ain't free, but never walked with prostitution or nothing like that, but. Now I learned to say, so people don't be like, yeah, she prostituted, So, but I have prostitutes in my family. I have people around me. I raised people. I done raised kids and took them out of prostitution. So like I can feel. So I'm telling kind of their story through me, but making it seem like prostitutes are not that bad, because people people hate prostitutes. I'm like, why y'all hate the prostitute and not the damn John? So my thing is, I'm protecting the prostitutes. I'm like, yeah, I was out there, I didn't get no money. I be like, them young girls, they made all the damn money. All I wanted was $100. So in case there are prostitutes in there, I don't want to put them down either. Like, I don't know.
I think that's great, and we, that's something else that we actually talked about last week on the show with the bread conversation with Chelsea. I talked about how at one point I think the only jobs available to people were comedian, lawyer, or prostitute. Because
right,
those are really old jobs. Like you always had prostitutes because people want that. Right. You always had comedians because people, if they can say something funny and get something for it, whether it's a drink ticket or a horse or money, like give me whatever it is that's making you give me things. And then I think probably lawyers, because both those jobs need a lawyer. At
right.
some point, if you're a prostitute or a comedian, you're gonna need a lawyer. Something's gonna happen. You are this is a weird transition for me to make from that, but you're a mom and a comic. How do you balance that?
Well, I have to. Well, actually, my daughter's graduated from college and she lives in another state, and so I did it after. So that's why I'm like late 40s right now. So I recommend people start sooner, but I couldn't start because I do put my kids first as far as that, because their mental state, like my daughter, she was grown, but they're 11 years apart. My son, he's 16, but he's been living with his dad since he's been 8. So that's been a blessing. Everybody don't get that. You worry about your kids, who gonna watch them. He told me to go, go. He lives on the other side of town. We close. But I'm free. But I do make sure I make it to his football games. I schedule around all that. I put my son in my schedule, but it's hard for people if the kids stay with them. Like he's 16. When I started, he was 6. My family's big. I have the help. And now that I'm traveling more, he stay with his daddy. So God is good.
So you have a good balance. I think that's great. I think it's important. And I know Chelsea has a balance similar. I hope one day I get booked and I can have balance. You also act. You have a lot of sketches that you put out. What's that like? Do you enjoy that?
Oh, I love the sketches because I can talk to myself. You see all of them mostly by myself. I can talk to myself. I can be whoever I want to be. I can be any character I want to. I know how to edit, so I learned how to edit. So I will film around the house, and I know how to edit. Like another comedian showed me how to edit. So learning how to edit as a comedian, your little short sketches instead of waiting on somebody and it take a week, 2 weeks just to edit a 1 minute sketch. Learn to do. It's called Keen Master. I don't care if you video the whole show of anything outside of comedy. If you want to edit it, break it down, add a picture, it's called Keen Master, Kine Master. And if you want the watermark off of it, it's like $6 a month, $5.99. But I learned to edit, and I love talking. To me, that's therapy. When I be depressed and everything, I'm like, make a video about anything. Just make it quick. And then I got something to do. It takes a minute to edit it and all that. It's a couple of shots, and I'm getting situated to take a shot, having a little fun by myself without having to be in front of it. Because, like, we couldn't really do comedy.
Right.
So I recommend comedians to start their sketches about anything. Like, I've been the preacher, the news reporter. I just make up whatever.
So you edit the sketches. How do you feel the audience responds? Like, where are you putting them out, and what kind of feedback do you get?
I get some great feedback, but I had Facebook is shitty. So I had a page, Regina Givens page before, where I was getting, where you can, I had so many videos and they shut that page down. So people don't know how hard it is to get that stuff and those views and all that. But they shut a lot of comedians down. For some reason, it was a new thing. Like if you play somebody's song in the background, like I don't even remember doing that unless you know how they call you. The host is coming to the stage and the music in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But other than that, anyway, they wiped out a lot. Me, Mario Hodge, a lot of people paid. So, but I was building my page. So now I'm starting back up on Instagram, and the videos are helping me because people they see pictures all the time. Like, okay, that's a picture. Everybody's pictures. So throwing out those videos gets me more likes, and people come to my page. And you don't want them that long, no more than 3 minutes.
Right, but I mean, if you can bait them in with some pictures, maybe they'll catch your sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sketches are really fun, and it really helps. It's like when I'm really down, that's when I do it. Like that's kind of crazy. I wait till I'm all the way down, be like, I'm gonna do a sketch when I need to be doing one once a week anyway. But I'm dealing with my brain going in a circle sometimes.
But that's like Chelsea was saying, that's reality, and we all go through cycles. And the fact that you can just be creative and produce content in a pandemic, some people can't. Some people are waiting for it to be over, and it's like, we've been waiting a year. Maybe you want to start doing something. So I think it's great that you're doing it, even if it's what gets you out of a funk. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, and I don't want to do it in anyone's ear. Okay, I think I'm good. Regina, that's all the proper questions I have. Is there anything you'd like to talk about before we get to rapid fire?
Where is the Stabs Club at? And nobody invited me. When they open up, I want to come visit.
Oh,
I just heard about it.
Oh, I got you. I would love to have you here for a show. I would love to have you. We're gonna keep this show going once the pandemic is. We can have people in person. I'd love to have you back. As an in-person guest, because then I don't have to, with Zoom, even anything online, you're kind of waiting for the other person. You're like, can I talk? And when you're sitting next to someone, you can just feel it, Yeah. So Stab is next to Queen of Sheba.
Oh, Queen of Sheba?
On Broadway.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So we're right, like.
I haven't been to Stabs.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I love it. And this is why I like it. Because I get real honest, like the open mic that was here. I mean, it hasn't happened in over a year, of course. But when there was an open mic, the feedback you get is really helpful. Like it's a very supportive crowd. But like at other places you go, not touch a class. But like other places, people will just be like, "Oh, that's good. That's good." And it's like, was it? is that going to work? But here, I don't know. There's something different about it where like I really feel like what I'm getting is useful. Like I know if a joke's going to work or not. And I think it's because it's a smaller venue. It's intimate. So there's not a lot of space, and it kind of forces, I think this is a great theme for this interview. It forces people to be real, like you're sitting not 72 inches, that's pretty big. You're sitting 7 inches away from me, and I just told you a joke about being musky. You could smell me. What'd you think about the joke? And there's nowhere to escape. Like, whereas if you're at, Luna's and I love Luna's or Laughs, it's a huge room. Like, you're not really connecting with people. So I feel like Stab kind of forces those connections to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people should book you here. I want to book you here. I want to have you on this show again. I can't wait to have you on my other shows again. But that is where Stab is. It's on Broadway.
You have the best shows. You have the best shows. I can't wait.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
the
much.
last one at the Punchline, man, I had so much fun.
I have the best shows because I have the best people. So that's why, because you were on my show and Chelsea.
Your talent was great too. Oh,
thank you.
Oh, yeah. All the queens was the bomb. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm ready.
You got to come to brunch. You got to come visit and hang out.
Where you guys at?
We're at Badlands on 20th and K.
Oh, it's in Sacramento.
Yeah, oh yeah. Every Sunday we do 2 shows.
Just inbox me.
We will talk. We will, because sometimes I have things to like share off screen. It would be boring for the guests, and I'm like, well, but I want to tell you the tea. So I'm not going to tell the tea on the show. So I will inbox you. We'll get you to brunch, and you'll get to see really great queens and me also. Okay. So anything else, or you ready for rapid fire?
You forgot you didn't ask about my wigs. Okay, time up.
Oh, it's in rapid fire. I'm coming with wig questions. I'm coming. I got it. You ready? You there?
Yes.
Okay, here we go with rapid fire. What is your favorite wig color?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. Do you name your wigs?
Yes. I know, right?
Really?
I do. I got one right here.
What's the name?
Tina. Let me get it for you.
Okay, so this is interesting. While you up and getting Tina. So, oh my gosh. Okay, why is she Tina?
Tina, because she just got the Tina Turner like big. I can make it big.
Oh, girl, I got to send you a picture. My co-producer for Drag Brunch today, she did Tina Turner. You heard me talking to Chelsea about Diva Day. She did Tina Turner. She went and she got a wig that was not Tina Turner. 30 minutes later, Tina Turner perfect. I was like, I'm watching and I'm like, I can't even brush hair, and you just turned something into Tina Turner? Like, stop. Why? I work with the most talented people. Okay, so you name your wigs.
Yes.
Now, I've interviewed, this is the 51st show, and I've interviewed drag queens, I've interviewed women, I've interviewed people that wear wigs. You're the first person that names their wigs that's admitted it anyway.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I make my wigs, and I'm about to start, making wigs and stuff, and padding them, not padding them, but selling them. But I make my wigs because my head is like a peanut shape.
Okay. Okay.
It's oblong. Okay. And so some of the wigs be too big. So I like to put this like stocking cap. It's kind of thick, and you put it, and actually you guys can do it at home. You want to get the glue. It's called bonding glue, 30 seconds. And you get the stocking cap. It's called a wig cap. But they have the thin ones, or you can get the thick one. I like the thick ones, with the band around it. So it just slides over you, And I glue the hair. I put the hair on the tracks, and I glue it around in a circle, cut it and style it. And you out of here, especially if it's wavy. It comes already wavy. You just, and then you cut it and shape it, and you let it dry for like 2 minutes.
Okay. So
we don't have a course. I'm gonna give y'all a course.
That's what I was gonna say. This is I don't know if this is at least an episode of a show that we could, where you could just, you could do it yourself, but I'm watching, or I'm gonna just go ahead and give you a floor to do it. Like I want to watch a wig being made.
Yeah, I mean everybody can buy. These are $2.99, and everybody can buy. The doll heads are like $2.99. These are cheap, and everybody can buy a stocking cap $1.99 and a pack of curly hair, wavy hair, whatever length you want. If you want to start off with synthetic, you can get human later. But if you want to, like, and I'll show you guys how to wrap your own wig. So you're gonna sometimes you use this, but I like to put mine on my head and like maybe corn roll it back or put saran wrap on the thing so the glue don't go through.
Sure.
And it just sticks to the wig cap, right?
Okay.
And so you put, because everybody's head is different, so you're gonna pull the cap down, wrap it in a circle, let it dry. And if people want bangs, I'll cut each other's bangs. I can help style. We bring the flat irons and have a great old time. Okay. Yes. You can buy. They got the blonde, blue, green hair. You want the cheap hair, like $22.
Okay. So all right.
Yeah.
So now I've in my life I've had a reputation of having terrible hair and having good hair, and I have good hair now because there's this drag queen named Liz, and she takes care of me. Now, how do you know if someone's watching? How do you know if you should have bangs or not? Because you mentioned bangs.
Oh, bangs. That's kind of like if you have a long forehead.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, so like I have a long forehead. Like I have my hair up now because I've learned to love myself no matter what. Because everybody be like, "Ooh, my nose." I have a pointed nose, like oblong, and all the stuff. So, but I've learned to pull the hair off my face. But like if I want to wear China bangs or whatever, if I want to bring my forehead down, I just put a little China bangs right here and bring my little forehead down, and so or if you need a side part. If you have an oval face, you can get the side part. It's kind of the best. A round face is the perfect face.
Okay.
They can wear any wig.
What style hair should I wear?
Like mine.
Okay.
You got the same nose and a little skinny, narrow face. So off to the side like that is fine too. But as long as it comes across your forehead just a little bit.
Okay.
Right, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, you working it. You working it.
Thank you. Because I got people that take care of me now.
You got a little bit right there, just hide a little sexy look right there. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Now, so you said like yours. Now that's a thing that in 2021 and 2020, everyone's like, oh, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. What are the rules for people wearing braids? What are the rules with hair? Like, are there rules that people should follow?
As far as different cultures?
Yes.
Stop worrying about what other people saying, because people can wear their hair the way they want to. Like everybody think everything stays in the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's things that black girls copy from white girls, styles, or you know what I'm saying? With the bangs. Remember the Mexicans had the bangs way up here? We all wanted the Mexican bangs. Remember it was the hairspray?
Mm-hmm.
So we did that in the hood, but we slicked it up and tried to have it. And then nobody was like, oh, yeah, take out your Mexican bang. Like, wait, this is quinceañera, So I say, if I see a Caucasian woman with braids, I'm that type of person, like, I don't care. She wanted some braids. Actually, I'm excited. Like, oh, okay, she liked the trend.
Do we
but
care?
There's some people that do that culture. Oh, yeah, look at her. She's just trying to be black. She not trying to be black. She want her hair braided. Or in our culture, look at her. She got that blonde hair in her hair. She's trying to be white. No, she like that color.
Now, does it matter if they're pulling it off? Like if a white girl has braids or a black girl has blonde hair, and either way it's working, right? You're like, okay, it worked. You know what? You look good. But if it doesn't work, then is it like, oh, maybe don't do that?
Well, only way it doesn't work if the hairstyle's not done right. Okay. You see some white girls with some raggedy braids, like, girl, if you're going to wear braids, do the braids right. You know what I'm saying? Or you see a black girl with the straight blonde hair, girl, if you're going to do the blonde hair, get the weave done right. Don't have your little cousin that's 2-3 years old. You know what I'm saying?
They don't know toner. Like, they got yellow hair, and it's like, oh, nope, that's not blonde. Like,
right. Anybody can look like what they call it trash. Anybody can look like have a trashy hairstyle or whatever, but I don't care. I don't care what nobody would do. They getting the implants in their lips. Okay, some people want their lips full. Like, that's not a negative thing to me. Like, they like our full lips. Like, okay, that's cool.
Except for have you seen the wavy lips that look like ruffles? Okay, you got to Google that. I don't like it.
I haven't seen it.
It makes me very uncomfortable. Like it's a trend apparently where like the lips actually like are like ruffly. Like they have
No.
ridges, like yeah, like ruffles, and it's like why?
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 Overboard.
Yeah, so see that's what I'm saying. Like if it looked good, it'd be like, okay, go on with
Right.
your ruffled lips. But it looks
Yeah.
bad. It's
Send
not
me the picture.
Yeah.
Send me the picture when you got it.
I will
I
send
wanna
you a
see
picture. I have another
too
show
many
tonight, but I will send you all the things. We are gonna come back. That's all the wig questions I have because I didn't think to write more. I should have because I know you. I should have wrote more questions about wigs.
Yeah.
We are gonna, you know what? That we can have a show. You and me, we can have a show at Stab where I'm just a dummy, and you can just explain wigs and hairstyles to me, and I'm in. Even if you just do it on your own, I'm gonna watch you on Instagram or wherever you do it. But
Oh yeah. I could, however y'all want to do it. I'll teach everybody how to make their own quick weave. We call it quick weave.
Quick wig.
Quick weave. That means it's not sewed in on the scalp or taped in or none of that.
quick wigs. Okay, I'm in. We're gonna come back to that. I love this.
Okay.
Okay. When you put on a bra, do you clasp it in front or do you and spin it around like a normal human being, or do you?
I throw the front part in the back, yeah, and I bring the thing in the front like this, and I turn it around and put it.
Okay, so you clasp in front and then you spin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't believe people when they say they do it in back. I'm like, your arms don't do that. Arms don't go back there. Like
No, I don't.
no, I've had people pull it over the top of the head. Some people are like, I just wear sports bras now. But like, I think Chelsea and one other person ever in my 51 episodes are like, I'm a back clasper. I'm like, you're a liar or an alien with your
Doing all that's gonna give you arthritis. Who would do that? Like this?
your elbows.
No.
You get tennis elbow, bra elbow. I don't know. You're gonna have bad
Yeah.
elbows. Okay,
No.
I knew I liked you for. Okay, how high is too high for high heels?
For me, the highest I probably went, I might have been 6 inches. Nothing's too high if you know how to walk in them. Like, man, I used to wear them high, but I do hair and stuff too, and I've been setting up, but then my toes start curling in a little bit. So I'm like, ooh, let me bring it down a little bit because I'm older than you, okay? So I'm like, okay, let me bring it down a little bit. But 6 inches, yeah, I did before.
That's my go-to is 6 inches. But again, it's like hair. It's like the yellow hair, the braids. Like if you can walk in them, they look great. If you can't, sometimes people think I can't walk, and I'm like, no, I can walk. I'm not gonna do an 8 count and 6 inch stripper heels. But I can walk in them just fine.
Right.
So, and that's why everyone's like, oh, you look good, and I'm like, I know. If you were performing tonight, well, you performed today. So actually, I need to update my questions for a in-person world. You performed today. What was your walk-up song?
You know what? They didn't even have no DJ. I had to start switching. I was working it. I gave the imagination like it was music. I was like,
Okay.
I was like, okay. I had to do that.
First of all, okay, see, this is a very white show thing. So when I do my drag show, we have a DJ, right? And now I got in the habit of I'm like, we have a DJ at all the shows I do. All the comedy,
Yeah.
we got a DJ, we got music, we got walk up. We don't none of this silence, and
Right.
I know that's a touchstone at Touch of Class. You guys have a DJ,
Right.
okay? So if they had a DJ or somebody with the common sense to just play some music on their phone through some Bluetooth speakers, what would your walk up song have been?
I like Yikes by Nicki Minaj.
Okay,
I would have took the new song by Cardi B, and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck. Those two.
Yeah, no, that's a good song. I'm excited. I got a Cardi B look, and I'm like, oh, I'm
So
do it for up or what I'm gonna do it for. But it's again double Dutch. I got the look, and I'm like, which Cardi B song am I gonna jump into? Up is good. I'm gonna have to listen to Yikes. I haven't heard it. Okay, what's your favorite recurring show? I think I know the answer, but what's your favorite recurring show to perform in?
Of course, The Touch.
Okay, good answer. I think I also know the answer to this question. What's your favorite venue to perform in?
Huh?
What's your favorite venue to perform in?
My venue. I like the Punchline.
Okay.
I do. I like the Punchline, and one in the last Unlimited. I like the original comedy clubs. Any of them, they're cool. Like San Francisco, I've hit a couple of them out there, but I smoked too much weed. I can, yeah. But
Okay.
mainly the comedy clubs. Yeah, I've never been to Cobb's yet though. I'm trying to get there.
Oh, Cobb's is huge. It's enormous, like 400 people. But and I talked about this 3 episodes ago. I hosted a show there, and you've seen my show, and so I changed clothes all throughout the show. And the person that booked me to host their show was like, "Can you do that thing where you change clothes?" And I was like, "If you want, like I don't know if just a comedy crowd is gonna like dig it, but like, well, yeah, whatever. You're paying me. I'm doing what you want." The dressing room is massive. Like, okay, I would say it's bigger than the stage at Touch a Class, and it's a huge dressing room. Like it's like an apartment.
Okay.
So you got to check out Cobb's. You got to check it out when
Yeah,
you
I
can.
will.
And we got to have you here at Stab. I'm saying it
Yeah.
like I run it. Someone's got to have you at Stab. I will have you at Stab if no one else does. What is the funniest thing an audience member has ever said to you after a show?
After a show, shit. A guy gave me $100, said you ain't got a prostitute girl off my prostitute joke. So he really thought, it worked. He thought I prostituted. So he's like, here, girl, this for you and the kids. He gave me $100.
And you're like, thank you. I'm going to tell those jokes again and hopefully get another $100.
But people tell me I'm awesome. I got a reaction today. The lady said, I understand your language, because I talked about stepkids and, the hassle of dealing with other people's kids when you're dating their father or their mother or whatever. So yeah, I talked about that, and she said, I really understand your language. I was happy.
Okay. Who is your favorite comic?
My favorite comic would be Cat Williams.
Oh, good answer. I love Cat Williams. I'm sad that there's nothing new
I know.
lately.
I just hope he come back.
We talk about him sometimes on the show, and it's like he chose to go away. He kind of made that choice a little bit himself, but it'd be great if he wanted to come back because he makes me laugh so hard. What is your least favorite kid show, like children's show?
Shoot, I barely watch TV. The kids shows, what the kids be watching? I don't even watch TV. I only watch the ID channel.
Okay. Investigative Discovery?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Real life stuff, like real life, they reenact it.
Right. Like I almost got away with murder, or like I almost married a tax person and killed them. That sort of thing.
Yeah, my son watches new age cartoons, but he have it on the phone. It ain't like we can sit down but like back in the days with my daughter, you sit there and everything. Now they got these phones. It's like, what cartoons is he watching? He watching porn. He's 16.
I got some tea about Investigative Discovery. I'll share with you off screen. Okay. You don't have to answer. I ask all the guests. I think you're gonna have a fun answer. Do you have a favorite sex position?
I do, on my stomach.
Okay. Do you want to?
You know why?
Elaborate, please.
Because I like it on my stomach, because I can hold my stomach, and then because when it's going in, I can you have to protect your stomach if you're on your stomach, or you'll get a falupa or whatever they call it, because all the banging and stuff. So I make sure my hand or a pillow, I gotta help myself. But it's like the clitoris right there from the back, the G spot, right? It's just right there, like. So when my legs been back and all that, it's okay, but it's not the best. And so, yeah, I do be tripping sometimes, but I'm like, this is what I like. Like, this is where I get it at, on my stomach. It's the greatest.
That's important if that's what you like. Like that's how I don't know.
It's important.
It is important. Like people should take turns getting what they like.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. I agree with you. I just don't know why other people don't agree with us.
Right.
That's the problem. Like agree with us because we are right. We put our bras on in the front, we spin them, and we want people to take turns getting what they want in sex.
Yeah.
On the stomach. Okay. I'm gonna have to look in the stomach.
On the stomach with the pillow, something to keep your stomach in, because your the meat, your muscles, you'll lose your muscles if it's all the way,
So
all
pillow under the stomach.
Pillow, something hard, lay on the table. I don't know, but you gotta be able to hold your stomach in. Yeah, you don't want to loosen up. Yeah, you want to keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it
Yeah,
tight.
the
Keep it
stomach
right.
tight from the back. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna do some research into this.
But
What do you think has been affected more, the gay dating scene or the straight dating scene during the COVID-19 pandemic?
shit, the straight.
You
straight
answered
for some
fast.
reason.
You answered fast.
Man, the straight, because they crazy. They just, oh, man. Some people, a lot of, there's weird people in every gender, race, and all that. Some straight people be stupid as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like wilding out and everything. And so I would say the straight, probably.
Yeah, no, I think that's the consensus. The straight dating scene has been affected more.
Yeah.
You would have to hear Chelsea's stories about, like, she has had some weird pandemic dating experience. Some dude was like, I can't go on a date, I'm making eggs. Like, what? You could make those later, sir. And that's
what an excuse.
That's not even the weirdest one. Like, oh my god,
Oh.
I'll let her tell. But like,
Okay.
oh my god,
Was it recorded? Was it recorded from last time?
Oh, it's yeah. I mean,
I can go find it.
she's on every show, so I mean, you'd have to watch. I'm not trying to make you watch all my shows, but it is for you and everyone watching. It is a good podcast. You can pick your favorite part if you just want to hear Chelsea yell at me. Just put it on YouTube, 1.5 speed. Listen to it like a podcast while you fold in laundry. And if you want to hear the interviews, you could 1.5 speed. Listen to it while you walking around the neighborhood for exercise. Okay. What is your favorite thing about the existence of brunch?
Brunch?
Mm-hmm.
Because you get to wake up late. It's around 11, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's the best thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You get to wake up late. I actually have to start getting ready for brunch at 4 a.m. But people that come get to wake up late.
Oh, because you organize. You the host.
Yeah, I'm the host. Got to put out the chairs. Got to make sure everything's ready. Got to make sure the music is in. Got to make sure I got to get ready for this show because it's after brunch. So like, if there's something I haven't done right, questions, I'm writing them at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm like, bleh. So time management is a skill. I walk in 6-inch heels. I got that skill down. Time management still working.
Okay.
Do you cook or bake?
I cook.
You cook. Okay.
I wish I knew how to bake.
Really?
I'm sad.
Why?
Because I want to know how to bake. I want me a good old pound cake. I always got to go to the store. But hey, it's okay because I know how to do at least one. I know how to cook. I don't need to have to know how to bake. There's nowhere in the Bible that said that.
There you go. That's a good reason. Do you like DC or Marvel?
DC or who?
Marvel?
Marvel?
The comic book?
Oh, I like Marvel.
Okay. Do you have a favorite character?
Back in the days, it used to be Batman with the tight suit on.
That's DC, but that's fair. That's fair. Batman does have a very tight suit. It's very revealing. It's very revealing.
I gotta take my penny lighter. Don't just thinking. Okay, yeah, Batman.
The Dark Knight. Okay, he gets you thinking about the stomach.
Spider-Man too. Don't.
Oh no, another tight suit. I agree. Someone is buying us shots at the bar after a show. What are we shooting?
Right now I'm on Tito's.
Okay.
Because I got acid reflux, so ain't no more Hennessy, cognac. Just some Tito's.
Some Tito's, just straight Tito's.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Okay.
But it's cheap, but it's not an alcoholic drink. It's like it's soothing. You don't wake up with a hangover. Yeah, Tito's.
Tito's.
Yeah.
If someone's buying us drinks, are we just drinking straight Tito's still, or are we?
Oh, if somebody buy us.
Yeah. No, someone came up and they said, "Oh, Regina, you're amazing, and you happen to be standing next to Suzette. I'm gonna buy you ladies drinks. What are we shooting?"
Well, even if somebody buy me a drink, I gotta stick to what I was already drinking. I don't be like, "Oh yeah, give me a Hennessy" because he's paying. I used to do that though.
He's paying top shelf.
At a certain age, each level, but I might like it depends on if I'm driving. I'll say like maybe a Long Island iced tea or Amigos, but I haven't done that in so long because of my acid reflux. So I stick with the same liquor. But if somebody else buying, of course, it's always a notch up. They treat me.
Fair enough. So drink shots. We're doing Tito's. I'll do that with you. I'll try Tito's. It's a little syrupy, but I'll try it. Okay, this might be the most important question. It's not the last one, but it might be the most important. Toilet paper, over or under?
As far as when I wipe,
No. When it's hanging on the roll.
when it's hanging on a roll, I think I go under.
Really?
I have to, yeah. What's wrong? I got
I like
tomboy
you. I like you, and I don't meet many under people that I like because it's very hard to get. You know, it's very hard to grab the toilet paper from under.
If it's hanging, already right. You said hanging, right?
So hanging like that, that's
Yeah.
over. Oh, that's over.
No. I said, you saying is it hanging or just stuck to the thing? If it's hanging, I'm coming like this. If it's just stuck there on the roll, I might do that for the most part. But I'll bring it down.
So you just getting it however it is. You just going after. You don't care how it. Okay, all right. So you
Yeah,
just,
because I have they call it dyslexia. I do a lot of things backwards. I put on my shirts backwards and work all day with it on backwards. My underwear, my bra.
Same.
So it's just my
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the dyslexia causes you to use the toilet paper however it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I'm not gonna judge.
Right.
That's your journey. You do your toilet paper how you want to do it. I'm an over person personally, but
Okay.
I mean you be toilet paper indifferent. Do you have a favorite drag queen?
I really don't know a lot of people's names.
Okay.
But, of course, I as far as in our culture and being around us, RuPaul was our favorite. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like RuPaul was the one that brought it out. I seen him in New York one time at the airport. I'm like, oh, but like I see a lot of shows, but I don't know their name. I was in Miami. I went to the Palace. They had shows. They was coming out. Have you heard of the Palace in Miami?
I haven't.
It's next to the Versace Club, Versace's house.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole strip drag queen show. That show was so bomb. I videoed a little bit of it. I have it on some of my slides, but I sat right there. The party was right there at the Palace, and we could see because it was outside, so they had to bring the show. So we got a free show. And I say bad, man. I was like, these are some. They on that end it's like Puerto Ricans and different ones. All races, white, black, Puerto Rican, but it was a Puerto Rican drag that came out. And I say she was bad. I was like, big bone, thick, big Beyonce booty. So I was able to witness, and it was just so beautiful. We had so much fun. You should go. It's called the Palace.
Okay.
It's a whole strip. It's a whole vibe, like right there by South Beach. I went there for spring break and didn't know that was happening.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to get you to brunch so I can show you some local drag. Because I got some performers.
I've seen the ones at your show. They bad too.
Oh no, they're
Like,
bad bitches. Yeah, they're.
Yeah, that's some bad bitches. I was trying to throw it down. I was trying to get the money out. Shit, I was getting my money out. I was like, that was you opened me up to a whole nother world that I really vibe with. The energy, it was bomb. They was dressed nice. I was in the back talking to everybody, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've never seen them perform. When they would start, I'm okay. That's why I want to be on another one, or I will, even if you're not having comedians, I want to support it when it opens back up. I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can come to a brunch. We don't have any comedians, but come to a brunch. I would love to have you come and watch, and then I would love to have you on my show when I do get to do my big show again.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like hands down, it's happening. Oh, it's happening.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so we gotta introduce you some drag kings and some drag queens so you can see it all. Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen the Kings yet, so I'm ready.
It's a whole world. We got
I love it.
we got Emma Haney.
Huh?
Emma Haney, the comedian.
Yeah.
She wants to be a drag king, and I'm like, oh, come
Oh, okay.
to the world, be and I got a name for her. I'm trying to get her to do it. So, yeah.
Have you met I met a new drag. She was in Reno with me, and then she was in Sacramento and Roseville. And it's like she was off. She did great.
What was her name?
I told her, you gotta bust open. You gotta be the one. Cause she really is. Like she really funny. She really funny. Shit.
What was her name?
Surprised. But oh yeah. When you open it up, I'm gonna bring a couple of my friends and stuff because they don't know a lot of people out here. So yeah, I gotta bring them in. Okay.
We're there. We're there. Um,
Okay.
Second to last question is purely just to make myself feel better. Do you think I'm pretty?
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Suzette, you're the bomb. I love your lips. They so cool and voluptuous. And girls, that blonde looks good on you. And the royal blue. See? I see that blue. That's
Thank
my favorite
you.
color.
Thank you. It's just, just a little something that shows off my stomach because I like to. Thank you. I think you're beautiful too. I love you so much.
you.
And last question. When we have a normal, a new normal, a old normal, just any kind of normal, what are you most excited to do first?
I think, shoot. I kind of really just want to go to the beach. I want to go back to Miami. That's where I want to go. I want to go back.
It sounds nice. I totally understand.
Free. People free out there. It's, like how Sacramento, they be shady. Like, everybody happy out there on the beach. It's not even like LA beaches. It's beautiful. It's like so diverse.
Okay, I'm going with you. We're gonna be on the beach. We're gonna get some sun. It's gonna be a good time. I can't wait. We're gonna do a show in Miami.
Man.
I'm gonna bring my show there, and we'll go to the beach.
South Beach by the Palace is cracking all day. Like,
okay.
You got. I'm telling you, y'all missing out.
I'm in.
I'm telling you.
Regina Givens, that is all the questions I have. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Regina Givens, comedian. Mainly just type in Regina Givens on Google and they'll let you know where all my sites are. It's much easier that way. I don't have any tricky names, just Regina Givens everywhere. Check out my YouTube. I'm trying to get my numbers up. It's crazy how people can take your videos and got 1,000 hits, but on my own page only got a couple. It's like, what? How do they steal your videos and make more money on their page? I'm learning networking. So
Right.
Regina Givens everywhere, even if it's on somebody else's page, it's still to acknowledge who I am and maybe look for me more and try to figure out who I am live. So Regina Givens, Givens.
Oh, it's all under you on the screen right now. So you gotta see what it looks like. Yeah, Jesse does a great job here at Stab. Your Instagram handle is under there. Your Venmo handle's under there. Your name's all spelled out. So that's one way people can start to find you on your Instagram, and they can just take that name and they can just Google you, like you said, because you're a boss. You're a bad bitch. Just Google the name. If you Google some people's names, a lot of people come up. Like Ben Johnson, you're gonna have 300 Ben Johnsons, but Regina Givens, you're the one that comes up.
I'm happy to know that.
All right, that's because you're doing it. You a bad bitch.
You too. Bad bitches rock all night.
Bad bitches. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
All right, and thank you for having me. And I'll see you on a brunch. I'll catch one of them.
Oh, we will message. I'll probably be dead tired tonight because I've been up for oh wow, what's 24 plus 6? 30 hours already.
All right, shoot me a couple of dates and I'll let you know which one I can make it to.
Absolutely. Right. We will talk.
Right.
Okay. Love you so much.
All right.
Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Bees and Booze. That was Regina Givens. She is amazing. Follow her. Google her name. She is a bad bitch. We only have bad bitches on this show, and that's how you know they're awesome. So just Google her, find her, watch her, catch her content, acknowledge her, even if it's on someone else's page, which is terrible that people do that. But go ahead and support her. She is hilarious, and soon she's going to have a wig making show and teach everyone how to make quick wigs, and I'm here for that. And with that, we're going to end the show with the person that we always try to bump, but we never have. We always have time left. But if he's ready, we'll bring him on. He is a failure at most things. He didn't write a good monologue for me this week, and I asked him to. Peers and Queers, give it up for whatever he's doing, actor, comedian, predator, and just mumble. David Shapiro. Oh, I'm okay. A bit tired. Had a pain in my neck's almost gone. You're still a pain in my neck. But the physical pain in my neck almost gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. I don't have anything scheduled. There's no Jewish holidays. There's no secular holidays. There's no research I've done. I'm very busy really writing your show. And I didn't even help you with the monologue this week.
I'm sorry I let you down.
You did.
Depression is awful, and
is.
if anyone is suffering from it, they should get help. You talked about that last week with Apple.
We did.
And I would
today with
encourage
Regina.
people to go get some help if you're suffering from depression before it gets too bad. That's what I can say about that. You want to get help before it gets too bad. I did recently let go of my health insurance because Blue Shield, if anyone's watching this, Blue Shield doesn't care about their customers. They say they care, but they only care to get money from your premium. Because I would call them repeatedly and ask them for help with depression and mental health. And I say that with a smile because they did not do it. They did not help me at all. And so I decided, why pay health insurance premiums? So, tip to your viewers, the Great American Rescue Plan, called something like that, some sort of Great America sounding Six Flagsy name. The Great American Rescue Plan is coming in June or mid-May. June, I think June. So, health insurance is going to go down. So, if you're watching this, look into new health coverage in June, like before June, so you can sign up in June, because that's a thing that's happening. What else? What else have we talked about? It's plum season. I love plums. Drupes in general, plums, olives, nectarines, cherries, apricots, peaches, any drupe, really. Yeah, I don't have much to actually discuss.
Drupes, you brought me drupes.
I hear you're going to be preparing for a shift to an in-person audience. I was wondering, can I come and be in studio with you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I wouldn't like that.
All right.
Yeah.
That's mean of you to say, but it would be difficult, I guess, to come and be in studio with you all the time. It's not like I would want to do that or even would know how to do that.
We would want you here, so
all
it's really,
the time.
It's really easy. Just don't
It would
come.
be difficult.
Yeah.
I do want to say you've had some excellent guests on, and keep doing that.
I know.
And the reminders are starting to flood into my phone, the phone that I use for filming. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Thanks for having me on, as
it
always.
Yeah.
And
nothing to contribute today.
Take care. Be well. Perhaps see you tonight out at the show.
Yeah.
Or if not, get some rest. You look haggard. Not as fresh faced as I do, which is amazing.
You look
I am
awful,
also tired.
actually. Yeah,
but I always will look better than you.
You will not.
And happier and healthier. Well, not happier.
No,
but
definitely not.
More energetic.
Nope. Still not
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So take care. Thank you so much for having me on, and talk to you later.
Okay. Bye, David. Okay. That's completely useless today. That is the show. I want to thank all of you guys for sticking with us with the Comcast delay. I want to blame Comcast for sucking. I want to thank Jesse for everything, producing the show, making it look great, making it happen. Thank you to Chelsea for coming on. Thank you to Regina. They were both amazing to sit with, and I can't wait to talk to both of them. You guys should follow them. We will be back next week on April 18th with one of my favorite people and drag aunt, Helen Heels. So check it out on April 18th, 5:03. Same place, same time. See you then.
The city's your playground. I watch you take a bite. At 5 a.m. roaming the streets, drunk all night. You think you're hot shit, and ooh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, yeah. Stumbling, but yeah, you're still looking hella fun. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll make you mine. Hot mess, and I'm falling for you, and I'm like, hot damn, let me make you my boo. Shake it, shake it, shake it, yeah, you know what to do. You're a hot mess, I'm loving it, hell yes. but you don't wanna smile.